Hello and welcome to our presentation. We will be covering lots and lots of topics, so wear a seatbelt.
A gravitational field is when a large object has an area around it that can produce a force on another object. The more mass the object has, the stronger the gravitational field. The gravitational field of the Sun is what causes the Earth to orbit it. When a planet is in space, its existence causes a dip in space. One can think of space as a blanket to make understanding it easier. Imagine two people are holding a blanket above the ground stretched out. If someone puts an object on it, there will be a dip. This is essentially what happens in space.
The gravitational fields around the masses in space make sure that none of the moons or planets stay stationary. If they were to stay stationary, they would fall towards the mass they were supposed to move around in the first place. The reason that there is an equilibrium in the solar system and orbit is because they go at the correct speed to stay in an orbit, along with the fact that there is a path around the mass the other mass follows. An example that we can use is satellites. A satellite begins to orbit a planet because it goes past it at the right speed. Gravity acts on it and pulls it towards the planet it is orbiting. The satellite stays in orbit because the direction is constantly changing.
Hello, I'm Brenda, and I will be discussing the characteristics of a star. One of the characteristics of a star is that it forms with nuclear fusion. This process involves a cloud of matter, usually hydrogen, which gets pulled together by its own gravitational pull. At some point in the process, the heat and pressure become so high that a star forms. This is because the hydrogen atoms combine to make helium. The amount of energy nuclear fusion produces is why a star shines so brightly. Stars are also very large objects, and a fun fact is, our sun is actually quite small compared to other stars in the galaxy and universe. But what is a galaxy, you might ask? A galaxy is a system held together by gravity, containing stars, dust, and dark matter. By observing the position of our galaxy compared to others, scientists have been able to see how fast our universe is expanding.
The Earth is tilted and its axis of rotation is 23 degrees. When the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun, our daytimes are shorter than usual, and the Sun is lower, so it is the winter. When 6 months go by, the Earth has moved to the other side of the Sun and it is a season of summer. This is because the northern hemisphere is now tilted towards the Sun. Day lengths vary depending on where you are in the world. For example, on the 21st of December, northern France has 7.5 hours of daylight, whilst the Arctic Circle has absolutely none. This is because they are on different hemispheres and have different day lengths due to the Earth's axes, making them face the Sun at different times.
Hi, and welcome to the last topic of our video. And you may be wondering, what's wrong with her this time? And it is nothing. I'm literally a completely normal person. So, let's begin. I'm going to teach you about calculating distance in space. Because the spaces in space are so vast, we have to have a whole nother unit to measure it with. This unit is called the light year, and it consists of 9,460,000,000,000 kilometers. And the unit is called the light year because it's defined by how far light travels in a year. But how do you measure the distance, you may be asking? Well, I'm going to show you, like that's a surprise. The method of measurement I'm going to teach you about is called the parallax method, or the triangulation method. This method requires you to look at the Sun, the Earth, and a distant star when they are 6 months apart. When you join all your observations, it makes a triangle, Illuminati, and the simple geometry allows you to calculate the distance to the star. Although this method is great, it becomes inaccurate with stars that are farther away than 400 light years.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. This has been a presentation by Luca, Lucia, and Lily, the 3 L's. I hope you enjoyed our content, and we will see you for the next project. Bye.